Hi children, welcome to Early Bird Science class. Today I am going to start with the first chapter, Crop Production and Management. Here I have divided the chapter into 7 segments like small topics for easy understanding to make the learning easy, and in the beginning I have given the segment number and topics included in that. Segment 1, Agricultural Practices and Agricultural Implements. Segment 2, Manure and Fertilizers. Segment 3, Irrigation Methods. Segment 4, Protection of Crops. Segment 5, Harvesting and Storage. Segment 6, Food from Animals. And in segment 7, I have given textbook based questions and answers. Children, there are doctors, engineers, businessmen, teachers, tailors, carpenters, and so many categories of people in our surroundings. But there is one and only farmer to feed them. So, agriculture deserves its importance. First, we are going to learn about agricultural practices. What is meant by agriculture? In simple way, we can say rearing of crops is called as agriculture. Farmer has to follow many steps for doing agriculture. They are called as agricultural practices. So, what are agricultural practices? There are various activities that have to be performed before sowing and up to harvesting. In a paddy field, can you see wheat? Or in a wheat field, can you see ragi? No. Each crop is cultivated in separate fields. Then what is meant by crop? Plants of same kind are cultivated at one place on a large scale are called crops. Example, cereals, vegetables, fruits, etc. What is meant by crop? Plants of same kind are cultivated at one place on a large scale are called crops. And children, mainly there are 2 patterns of crops. First one is Kharif crops, second is Rabi crops. And Kharif crops are mainly done in the month of June to September. That is mainly rainy season. An example for Kharif crops are paddy, maize, soybean, cotton, groundnut, etc. And what are Rabi crops? Rabi crops are usually done during winter season, that is October to March. Example, wheat, gram, pea, mustard, linseed, etc. So we have learned what are agricultural practices, crops and patterns of crops. Next we will see agricultural practices. That means how farmers are preparing land to sow seeds and what are the measures he had to adopt till harvesting. What are the steps involved in this? First one is the preparation of soil. Second, sowing. Third, adding manure and fertilizers. Fourth step is irrigation. 5, protecting from weeds. 6, harvesting. And 7th step is storage. Let us learn these steps one by one. First one is preparation of soil. Children, for proper growth, we need food and water. Like the same way, plants also need proper supply of food and water. So, agriculture is done in soil. We all know that. So, how this soil is prepared before sowing the seed? It is an important step. And in the first step, farmer has to turn the soil and loosen it. And why he is doing so? This allows the roots to penetrate deep into the soil. The loose soil allows the root to breathe easily even when they go deep into the soil. The loosened soil helps in growth of earthworms and microbes present in the soil. So all of you know that earthworms are otherwise called as farmers' friends since they add humus to the soil. Humus is a dark organic material that is formed after animal or plant decay. Thereby they are nourishing the soil. Soil contains minerals, water, air and some living organism. In addition, dead plants and animals get decomposed by soil organisms. In the way various nutrients in the dead organisms are released back into the soil. These nutrients are again absorbed by the plants. Thereby, they are enriching the soil. So, what is the first step of preparation of soil? We have to plow the soil. Okay, then what is meant by plowing? The process of loosening and turning of the soil is called as tilling or plowing. This is done by using a plow. Plows are made up of wood or iron. If the soil is very dry, it may need watering before plowing. Suppose you are sowing seed in a dry soil. Whether the plant is able to grow in that? No, it is not possible. We need to supply water. And in some fields you can see some big clumps or big pieces of soil. Big pieces of soil are called as crumbs, C-R-U-M-B-S. The plowed field may have big clumps of soil. The big clumps of soil is called as crumbs. It is necessary to break these crumbs. Leveling of soil is also important. Leveling of soil is done with the help of a leveler. Sometimes manure is added to soil before tilling. This helps in proper mixing of manure in the soil. Next we will see what are the agricultural implements. Before sowing the seeds, it is necessary to break the soil clumps. Soil clumps are otherwise called as crumbs. So the main tools used for this purpose are plow, hoe and cultivator. What are the implements used for this? Main tools used for breaking the crumbs, they are plow, hoe and cultivator. Then what is this plow? This is very ancient tool. In ancient times farmers were using this tool. Nowadays also farmers are using this tool and this is very common one. This is made up of a wood. In the textbook page number 3 you can see the picture. This is made up of wood and is drawn by a pair of bulls or other animals. It contains a strong triangular iron strip. It is called as plowshare, and a long beam of wood is laid on the neck of bulls and it is connected to the plowshare with plow shaft, and on the opposite side of the plowshare there is a handle to hold the plow. And next tool is hoe. It is a simple tool which is used for removing weeds and for loosening the soil. In page number 4 you can see the picture. It is mainly used for removing weeds and for loosening the soil. Why we are loosening the soil? For the proper penetration of the roots. It has a long rod of wood or iron. A strong, broad and bent plate of iron is fixed to one of its ends and works like a blade. It is pulled by animals. And the third tool is a cultivator. It's a modern device and nowadays plowing is done by tractor driven cultivator. And what is the use of all this? The use of the cultivator saves labor and time. And next step, now our plowing is over, so what we have to do next? Next step is sowing. Before sowing, good quality, clean and healthy seeds of good variety are selected because we need high yield. So first we will see the traditional tool. The tool used traditionally for sowing seeds is shaped like a funnel. It's mostly connected with the plow. You can see in page number 4 picture you can see the funnel is connected with the plow. The funnel is filled with the seeds and is passed down through 2 or 3 pipes having sharp ends. These ends peers into the soil and place seeds there. Next is seed drill. This is a modern equipment. It is used for sowing with the help of tractors. This sows seeds uniformly at equal distance and depth. It ensures that seeds get covered by soil after sowing, and it protects seeds from being eaten by birds. So, this modern equipment saves time and labor.